Murli? Yes, anybody? Feel free to unmute and share a point if you want. The main essence of the Murli.
Power transformation, the world through the power of truth.
Transformation, power of truth. Yes.
So how the power is transforming the world from Tamo Pradhan to Sato Pradhan.
Yes, wonderful. How this power is transforming the world. This is the power of truth. And like it is always said, truth reveals itself. So it's the time for that, for the age where the truth is revealed. And through the truth about how knowing the awareness of ourselves and knowing Baba, then how the transformation takes place. So now we reach the last part of the Murli, where Baba is speaking to different meeting groups. So here it says, do you constantly experience yourselves to be powerful souls? Every thought of powerful souls would be powerful. Let service be merged in every thought you have. Let remembrance of Baba be merged in every thought you have. So once someone had asked a senior sister that how can we remember Baba in every thought, because sometimes we have to use our intellect for a task we are involved in. Sometimes you don't need to use the intellect because it's just about getting things done in terms of just you physically, but sometimes you need to use your intellect to do a task. So it was said that if you have to use your intellect for a task, then you remember Baba at the beginning of the task, keep Baba with you. And then at the end of the task, again, say thank you to Baba. So this way, at least you started something in Baba's remembrance and also you ended in Baba's remembrance. So your Baba says, let remembrance of Baba be merged in every thought you have. Let a character similar to Baba's be merged in every deed you perform. So if every thought is with Baba, keeping Baba with us, then even the deed we perform will be very special, will be elevated. So Baba will be merged in every deed we perform. So do you experience yourselves to be such powerful souls? When you have Baba's name on your lips, Baba in your awareness, and his behavior in your deeds, you can then be said to be as powerful as Baba. So when Baba is in our awareness, and whatever is within, that's what we express in terms of words too. So if Baba is internally, we are with Baba, we're churning knowledge, then that automatically what's within gets expressed through words as well. So Baba's name on the lips, and then the behavior, our deeds, also we reflect divinity through it. So you can then be said to be as powerful as Baba or the Father. Are you like this? There is only the one word, Baba, but this one word is a magic word. So it's a magic word. It opens the key to all treasures, all spiritual treasures for us in this confluence age. And like how Baba says, I am also bound to come and be present the moment you remember me. Just the one word, Baba, and Baba has to be in with you, present in front of you. So just as you change the form of something when you perform magic, so the one word Baba also changes your form and makes it powerful. So Like another title given to Baba is the magician. And the magic Baba does is from ordinary humans, he changes us into deities. So, but here Baba says that one word, Baba, can change so many things. You could be having a storm going on inside of you, but this one word, Baba, can make changes happen. So one word can do magic, can change your form and make it powerful. I'll just stop here and share one small story because it's very aligned to this point. As many years back, I don't remember the date, but there was a big tsunami that had happened on the east side of the world. And one sister, she was drowning in that tsunami. But the moment she just said Baba internally, a huge force of current came, a water current came from inside, and she actually was able to get out of the water. So there is so much power in this word, Baba. Even internal storms, Baba can just lift you out of it. So your virtues change, your actions change, and your words change. This one word is a magic word. In one avyak, Murli Baba had asked, how many times do you say my Baba every day from your heart? Because each time you say it, you're really experiencing closeness and Baba's love deeply within you. So how many times do we say my Baba from the heart? And here specifically Baba saying Baba, just the word Baba. So this one word is a magic word. So all of you have become magicians, have you not? So Baba is a magician, but the more we use this word, we become those magicians because we are also able to bring about the transformation with the magic Baba does. Because we invoke the magician. So Baba says, you become a magician too. You know how to perform magic, do you not? As soon as you say Baba, you make someone belong to Baba. This is magic. So Baba says that even if you're not very intellectual, you cannot do a lot of churning of the Murlis and Gyan. But even if you just keep saying Baba from your heart, it is making you full of attainments. It is keeping you connected with Baba. So yes, one thing is deep churning, but the other thing is easy remembrance. And for easy remembrance, Baba just says, keep using the word Baba. So you make someone belong to Baba by us saying it, by us belonging already. But the more we say it, we feel it. Baba says you can make someone also belong to Baba. This is magic. Have you created your fortune of receiving blessings from the bestower of blessings whilst you have been staying in the land of blessings? So we're in the land of blessings now. And the outside world is, like Baba says, it's a jungle of thorns, but even though we're there, where Baba has taken us away from there, and now we're in this land of blessings. And of course, land of blessings also is when Madhuban. So when we're there, we're meeting Baba. So we are receiving blessings from the bestower of blessings while you've been staying in the land of blessings. The praise of being allowed by the bestower of fortune to draw the line of your fortune to whatever extent you want is a blessing of time. So one is the land of blessings, Baba said. And the other thing that Baba is drawing our attention towards is the time of blessing. So this is the time to claim our blessings. So Baba is in a way emphasizing the time is very precious and not to lose it or waste it in trivial things. So bestower of fortune is drawing our line of fortune to whatever extent. Like Baba says, you receive the pen and you have the paper, make that line as long as you want. Such is this time of confluence age. You can earn the fortune. We earn for 21 births, but it's abundance and abundance. So you have the blessing of time. So have you used this time and the place of blessings in a worthwhile way? So Baba is saying both the place as well as the time, is it being used in a worthwhile way? What blessing have you claimed? Just as Baba is full, similarly, have you had the determined thought to become as full as he is? And so it's like Baba says, you have to become equal to Baba. You have to become equal to him. So Baba is full, full of all virtues. We say ocean of virtues. So knowledgeful. So have we become like that? It is said of the children, a child is equal to a master. So a child would be the father's master. That's why if you see in the titles, Baba calls us ocean of peace. But for us children, he says master oceans of peace, master oceans of knowledge. He adds the word master for us. And the reason why Baba adds this word master is because we practically experience it and we practically become that. Baba is already there. He doesn't have to do anything in practice to become full. But we have to put it into practice in order to become full of virtues. We have to have that dharana now. And because of doing it in practice and gaining mastery, then we become the master. So a child would be Baba's master, the father's master. In order to maintain the intoxication of being a master, you have to become full in terms of being equal to the Father. Baba's speciality is being full of all powers, the Almighty Authority. He has the speciality of having all powers. So in terms of, Baba said, being full, of course, Baba is full of knowledge, full of virtues, but Baba is full of all powers. He's the Almighty Authority. So that's his speciality of having all powers. And Baba says, you children are masters. Who are masters would also have all powers. You wouldn't lack a single power. And that's how we become master almighty authorities. Because we have all the powers, we use it, we experience it. And Baba here says we don't lack a single power. So if you lack even one power, you would be called one with. So if even one power is lacking, then Baba says it cannot be all powers then you would be called one with some powers, not one with all powers. And so that's why the number 8. So 8 powers and 8 arms of the Shaktis. It represents all powers. So it's not like some hands are missing. You usually see 8 for the Shaktis. Of course, sometimes they depict with fewer also, but in spiritual terms, all 8 powers, Baba says. And even if one is missing, then Baba says, then from all it becomes some. So who are you? To be someone with all powers means to be able to control all your physical senses and do whatever you want. So to have all powers means, Baba says here, self-control. Self-control means complete control over all your physical organs. And usually, if you see, Baba points out the eyes, saying the eyes are very mischievous, the eyes can deceive you. And then, of course, Baba brings attention to other sense organs as well. And so one is control on your physical senses. Is the senses attracting me or pulling me to something which is uh, of this old world. And then Baba says, do whatever you want. And so one thing is, like Baba says, we make plans, we have pure intentions of doing things, but to actually put it into action, to manifest it into reality is another step. One is, of course, to think about it, but then the next is to put it into practice and make it a reality. So Baba says, you do whatever you want. That's why even if you make promises to Baba, you put it into action. You have a determined thought, you put it into action. So such is the level of self-control Baba wants us to have. So because you are masters, as soon as you have a thought that something needs to be done, it happens. So, so the one with all powers, masters, as soon as you have a thought that something needs to be done, and it happens. So it's like externally things get aligned based on the powerful thoughts that we have internally. So all of you are self-sovereigns, are you not? You first have sovereignty over yourself, and you then have sovereignty over the world. So it always starts with self, which then, like self-transformation brings world transformation. So it always starts with self, and then, of course, it's about the world. So here Baba says that it's self-sovereignty now in confluence age, and then, of course, in golden age, sovereignty over the world. All of you who live in Delhi are masters of the kingdom of the self, are you not? You need to have this one sanskar for a long period of time. If you just become this at the end, when would you receive the kingdom of the world? If you wish to claim the kingdom of the world from the beginning, you also need to have these sanskars from the beginning. To have a kingdom for a long period of time, you have to have these sanskars for a long period of time. So the sanskars of being able to rule yourself. Baba says you should have these sanskars for a long period of time now. Then in future, you'll be able to rule the kingdom for a long time. Nothing is a big deal for a master almighty authority. Master almighty authority means the one who makes big things into small, not small things into big. So, like it said, you make mountains into problems could be as huge as a mountain, but you can make it into a small cotton wool. And so, Baba says, what are you residents of Delhi now thinking? Are you thinking that it's enough that you build the great sacrificial fire? That your stage is now ascending? You now have to go further than you have been so far. And so when Baba says to be content, it doesn't mean to be content with where we are at right now in our spiritual journey, because there's always more and more to grow and to learn and to really become. So Baba says, do you feel there's enough? Or you have to go further than what you have been so far. So as you make further progress, your kingdom will come. At the moment, you have to carry out your work in someone else's kingdom. Like always, Baba underlines in the Murli, this is Ravan's kingdom. This is not your kingdom. Your kingdom, no one experiences any sorrow. There is peace. So this is Ravan's kingdom, someone else's kingdom. But it will be your kingdom at that time. Then even nature will offer you everything. There, even nature, it is just like we rule over, the kings rule over subjects, so we even rule over nature. So Baba says, nature also offers you everything. What will souls do when even nature offers itself to you? Baba says, souls will bow their heads in front of you. Like it is said in the scriptures, when the deities set their foot on the land, the ocean puts a plate full of jewels in front of them. So, in that sense, it really means how much the nature offers those who are pure souls, this abundance. So, Baba says, souls will bow down their heads in front of you. So, what should you do now? Whatever you have accomplished so far, according to Drama, you have done very successfully with courage and enthusiasm. Like yesterday's Murli too, in the slogan Baba mentioned, you need to have zeal and enthusiasm, greatest powers. I'm sorry, in the blessing. So here also Baba's again underlining there has to be courage and there has to be enthusiasm. With enthusiasm, you can make others also motivated and enthusiastic. And the perfect example of this is Dadi Prakashmani. We have her month, embodiment of enthusiasm, full of it. She would make others also flow in that rhythm of enthusiasm. So Bap Dada is pleased with the courage you have shown in this. The efforts you have made are already accumulated in your account. So what efforts we have made is already, like Baba said, your account is you're saving your income here. So it's getting accumulated. You have created something for the present and also for your future. But because seeds of service are imperishable, some sound has already emerged and other sounds will continue to emerge. So Baba says seeds of service are imperishable. So if you see some seeds, they grow into plants very quickly, some take their own time, but it's sowed and each one takes its own time. So some voice sound have emerged and the others will continue to emerge. You have sown seeds and many souls have experienced the message in an incognito way. You are tired, all your tiredness has now been removed, has it not? Nevertheless, by constantly receiving Baptada's love and cooperation, you will continue to make progress. Delhi has also received this blessing of being an instrument to perform elevated actions. Because after all, it is a birthplace of service. So will be the future. Delhi will also be where, and will also be called Pakistan in Golden Age. That will also be the main place where the kingdom will be. So here also Baba says it has received the blessing of being an instrument to perform elevated actions because it is a birthplace of service. At least its name is mentioned in the history of service. Many of you have received facilities for service. Those who live in the land of service have already been blessed. You have worked very hard. Acha. So I was mentioning about how blessed the land of Delhi is. It's the birthplace of service, and how so many facilities are also available so that the land can be served. So we can take a minute of silence and we can just reflect on what Baba has mentioned in today's meeting, and then we can join together. Shanti. So we heard a beautiful Murli where Baba spoke about us being masters, with all powers, and full control over ourselves, about zeal and enthusiasm. So I'll just share a small um, a small sharing about Dadi Prakashmani, since again she was the embodiment of enthusiasm, and I'm sure she still is in um, her current body where she's doing service as well. So once in Madhuban, where the kitchen is downstairs, and if you have to go to the dining area, it's usually a floor or 2 floors upstairs. So the lift stopped working, and it was almost lunchtime, and the food had to be delivered to the upper floor for it to be served to Baba's children. And at the last minute, the lift was stuck. It wasn't working. So the members who had to arrange lunch, they went to Dadi, a bit anxious that Dadi, what to do? The lift is not working. We have big pots to take upstairs. What should we do? And then Dadi is always beaming with happiness, with love. She's like, okay, let's go to the kitchen. Sorry, let's go first to the dining area. And in the dining area, of course, everyone was getting ready for the meal to be served. And she went there and she very lovingly, she said that Gopes, Pandavas, brothers, are you ready to do some service? And looking at her enthusiasm, everyone would get carried along in the wave of enthusiasm. So she's like, come downstairs, come to the kitchen, because we have these big pots which we have to carry up to this floor. So we had so many of the brothers who came downstairs, and together, of course, with teamwork, everyone was able to get the pots up. And this is just a small story, but it just demonstrates that when there is that enthusiasm, everyone is willing to jump in and contribute because you feel that energy. It just flows so easily from one to another. So the zeal and enthusiasm is very important. Like Baba says, they are the wings of an angel, zeal and enthusiasm. You will fly when there is enthusiasm. Otherwise, um, things in life, if there isn't enthusiasm, we can reach a standstill at some point. But with enthusiasm, you're always flying above and above. And then, of course, Baba gave emphasis to time. Baba gave emphasis to the land of blessings. So when we go to Madhuban, we have to go with that intention that I'm really going there to receive abundance of blessings. I'm really going there to make my stage very powerful, to become a full cloud and then come back. So even when we step into Madhuban, we have to pay so much attention because there can be extroversion because of such groups of people around you and conversations happening here and there, but still so important to be internally with Baba. So that's why Baba said it's the land of blessing. So are you aware that every second that you're spending in this land, you can really earn so much, can become a full cloud and go. So then Baba emphasized about that as well. So I'll just stop here and I'd love to hear from you all as well. So please share some of your points and churnings from today's morning.
Om Shanti. Good morning, sister. Baba, initial part says, if you remember me from your heart and say Baba, the first thing that you get as a thought, which is a determination, to determine thought to which you would attain success. So, Dil se kehna Baba is what he says. Om Shanti.
Yes, that magical word, Baba says, makes us into magicians as well. Anybody else would like to share?
Om Shanti, Sister Baba says, Baba has all the powers. So we'll also have to become Master Almighty, where we take all the powers from Baba. He has all the specialities. So we children also need to take and then become Master Almighty authorities.
Yes.
Thank you.
We gain mastery over it by becoming embodiments. So you have to be Master Almighty authorities, full of powers. Anyone else? And thank you for the one who posted the blessing, yesterday's blessing in the chat box. So it was the blessing where Baba mentioned we're elevated Brahmin souls and when we transform a storm into a gift, tufan into tofa, with imperishable zeal and enthusiasm. So like how Baba said, for Master Almighty authorities also, when the big becomes very small. Yes. Baba spoke about the service in Delhi and also how our thoughts should be elevated than what we speak. So thoughts we have in remembrance of Baba, that is what we will speak. That is what will come into actions as well. So once one double foreigner had asked Dadi, so it was Dadi Prakash Muni, Dadi Janki, and Dadi Gulzar, all three were on stage. And when double foreigner asked them a question, and the question was that who is the greatest from all the three of you? From all the three daddies, who is the greatest? So Daddy Gulzar, she gave a very, very wise answer. So she said, in terms of height, I am the greatest or the biggest. In terms of age, Daddy Janki is the biggest. But in terms of authority, Daddy Prakash Mani is the biggest. But that answer doesn't end there. So the answer doesn't end there because what she was talking about was very deep. She was talking about how our stage should be. If our stage should be elevated, high. The stage should be high, which is what she said, height. And it should be high for a very long time, which is what she said, age. And that's when you get that authority of being someone very high, our greatest. So when our stage is high for a very long period of time, that's when we become the greatest. Of course, greatest of all is Baba, but then like how Baba says, we become equal to him, and that itself is a very great honor and authority to have. So that's what she meant. And such wisdom and maturity comes when souls are so much in remembrance of Baba, churning Baba's name. And then such words of wisdom coming out of them, even from the sharings. So that's for us to remember high stage for a very long period of time. That's what makes us authorities, and that's what Baba mentioned to the Minister of Almighty Authority. So we have to be the ones who are using the powers. And like Baba said, if you're using your powers, you are in self-control, in your self-control for a long period of time, like Baba mentioned, then you will also be able to claim the kingdom for a very long period. And so that was the equation Baba gave, directly proportional. So now our stage has to be very high, and very good self-control, full of powers. And Baba said you should be using all your powers. Even if one lacks, then from all it becomes some. And just imagine if one of your hands stops working and you cannot use your one hand, you're just moving the other one. It becomes a little bit of struggle, but both hands are moving well, it's easy. So here too, it's like if all the powers are functioning well, then of course the soul, the ruler sitting within, will be at ease. Something in the chat. So it says, Baba, the magic word changes our form and makes it powerful. Yes. So if nothing else, just internally keep saying the word Baba, my Baba from the heart. And that in itself is a great way to stay connected with Baba. Baba talks about easy Raj Yoga. So nothing can get easier than this. It's just one word, but it's coming from the heart, which is why it makes it very powerful. Anyone else would like to say, or maybe put something in the chat?
Sister Shanti, so Baba says the sovereignty over yourself and then sovereignty over the world, right? And and the 8 powers. So would you like to give some thought on that? How the 8 powers are aligned with self-sovereignty and therefore, yes, the world sovereignty.
Yes. So, like Baba said, when you become world sovereigns, like Baba House, how he says that you not only get one crown, which is the crown of the world and the crown of the physical kingdom, but you also get a crown of purity around you. So it's doubly crowned. And in order to get that crown of purity, you have to make that effort now. So that effort we are making now is to really get that crown of purity. And once you get that crown of purity, getting the crown physical kingdom, it just becomes very automatic and natural. So when we are making this effort to become pure or to claim our crown of purity, we have storms of Maya, we have also our old sanskaras, we have karmic accounts to deal with. And, once when Senior had mentioned, it's easy to burn away the sins of your past life, but the sins you commit as a Brahmin are very hard to destroy. So how much we need to make effort not to commit sins in the present moment. Yes, what happened in the past is past. We cannot do anything about it. But how much attention and awareness I'm keeping towards not performing any sins right now in my Brahmin birth, because those sins are very hard to burn. So when I realize that I do have all the powers, Baba says, and the way to really invoke them, to bring it into the consciousness and the awareness really that I'm full of this power. I just have to remind myself, I have to remember Baba. And when I pay attention on myself, and when I really have merciful feelings towards others, this is one way to invoke powers, have lot of mercy for everyone, because everyone is dealing with something or another. Like doctors, they have mercy for patients, which is why sometimes they even go an extra mile in order to help the patient, because there are feelings of mercy, the feelings of compassion, care. So when I have that same feelings towards others, and I let down that whole wall of expectations that they have to be like that, and the desires, but I let go of that and just look at somebody, and even myself, with merciful feelings, then I will be able to have that force within me, that compassion that will help me to stay more in connection with my own powers. Because someone is suffering, and you can help them, and you can help them. But then for that, we first have to be very stable ourselves. So just remembering Baba, and we have that power, and just invoke it and use it. So more we use our powers, the more we save ourselves from performing sins, which is something we have to pay really good attention to at this time. Like Baba says, you have burden of sins over your head. And it's not just past life, it's even got to do a lot with what we are doing and thinking and speaking right now. And so paying attention, invoking those powers, which really help me stay in my spiritual stage, stay connected with Baba, and keep me away from all the disturbances Maya can come and do. Like Maya can come and create a havoc and completely destroy my stage. But if I am in that powerful form, I can hold on to my purity, my pure intentions, which will help me stay in that, like it was that high stage for a long period of time. And then I can claim that crown of purity, which can ultimately help me even get that physical crown. So the attention on being a self-sovereign right now, because a self-sovereign also means, like we say, a good ruler, a good king is the one who takes care of his subjects, the one who has love for subjects. So right now, do I have that much? Well, I would say you have to pay attention on your sense organs, but also in a way that love as a king you would have for people around you. Do I have that love for everyone around me? That's one checking we need to do. Do I have love for everyone around me? Because a true king, a powerful king, well-known kings are always known to be very merciful, loving. So I have to be that with my own self first. And so with the self and also with others. And that, of course, will help me be a good king in future too. So I hope that helped.
Yeah, thank you, sister.
And when it comes to even time, and time is very valuable. And, in one day, we have 86,400 seconds. That's the amount of seconds we get in a day. And Baba talks about each and every second has to be used in a worthwhile way. So just imagine that every day you get a check of these many seconds. How well am I using it? Like sometimes you receive a little money, but you can make a lot out of it. You can double it, triple it based on how you're using it. So here also we're getting these seconds, but how much are we using these seconds in order to add those zeros into our income? Like Baba says, there's one, but then there are zeros behind it. So how are we using our second? Everyone is receiving these many seconds, but how are we using it? We have to be very aware of that as well. So stop here, and if no more sharings or questions, then we can do some meditation together. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister.
Yes.
So how can we keep ourselves with the zeal and enthusiasm always, sister?
Zeal and enthusiasm. You ask a very good question, because I too have asked these questions to senior sisters, and one answer which I got was, which I try to put into use, is to be very creative in your mind. Like I do a job. I do a job along with living at the center. So sometimes things do get monotonous for me. It's the same routine every day. And once I had asked the sister that, when things become monotonous, somewhere you struggle with the pace of keeping up to where you should be. And she said, make your mind very creative. And I asked her, how do you do that? And she said, find ways to connect yourself to Baba, but also to take these moments where you can experience a newness. For example, you're doing something and you're just in front of your computer screen working. Step out. Maybe if there are some plants to water, go and do that. But every day in your life, find these moments where you can get a little creative, do some newness, and even internally. In our meditations, we can get very creative. We can use Baba's points of knowledge. Like we do here is we take 5 forms, and in the 5 forms, we take points of knowledge from the Murli. So if Baba mentioned something about deity today in the Murli, we use that as a point for our deity form. If Baba said something about an angel today, we use that as a point for our 5 form. So that way you're doing your 5 form, but you're using new points of knowledge each time, which helps you create a different experience of that same form. So that is being creative in the mind, but also externally, find ways to learn something new every day. And it could be something very small. It doesn't have to be something too big. But when you find ways of doing something new every day, it will really spark that creativity and that enthusiasm. Because our brain doesn't like to just do the same thing again and again. When you do keep giving it something new to learn and experience, the mind, it just freshens up. So, like maybe pick up one song from Baba's huge album of songs. You can maybe just learn a few lyrics, sing it. Next day you can try doing something else. But if in a little bit of newness every day, it really helps to keep the zeal and enthusiasm going. And I would love to hear if anyone else has some more tips to share on zeal and enthusiasm. So if you've done that in the past, feel free to, or if you're doing that, feel free to share as well. Okay. So we'll still explore more. We keep exploring more on ways to keep the zeal and enthusiasm going, but hope that helped.
Thank you, sister.
Yes. And even when you read Baba's Murli, you underline certain points, you go deeper in those points every day. It's like bringing a newness, because at one point you have learned something new out of it. And that's what the mind needs. It needs that newness to come, and which keeps it going, and that enthusiasm comes. Sure. So, and to meditation, remember Baba. Om Shanti. Focusing your attention inwards. I visualize a tiny light in the center of the forehead, which is bright, radiant, and sparkling with pure, powerful energy. As I am seated within this body, I become aware that I am the king, the ruler, and the master of this body. I am the one who is full of all powers. The moment I say the word Baba from the heart, I open the treasure store to experience all powers from Baba. I say the word Baba and I feel his beautiful presence around me. And I feel that Baba is pouring all his light and might on me, making me full of all powers, a master almighty authority. Baba makes me the one who has full control over the senses and the body. He gives me the crown of light. He fills me with zeal and enthusiasm. So every second of this Brahman life is a second full of treasures. And I stay aware of my elevated fortune as the bestower of fortune is pouring his blessings on me and allowing me to create my elevated fortune. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Sneha Band. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Till that time, have a wonderful day.
You, Om Shanti.
Om Bhai. Om Bhai, is request to you to close the session.
Okay, sister. Yeah, sure. Shanti, wonderful session. Thank you, sister. And see you all tomorrow at 5 a.m. for another Murli session. Till such time, let's experience this zeal and enthusiasm, imperishable stage. Om Shanti.